5 blocks of boxing. Hello Earthlings, ultraviolet round from the Bronx here. And today, before we get right into the first one, I want you to understand the box stance. So if you're a southpaw, it's gonna be right foot first, left foot back. If you're conventional like me and most people, it's gonna be left foot first, right foot back. Make sure your front toe is about 45-degree angle, back foot is about a 90-degree angle. Front toes in alignment with that heel, feet about shoulder width apart, nice alignment on his toes. Make sure your knees are slightly bent. Make your body a small target. Arms up, elbows in, tuck your chin and bring everything forward. Now as you get comfortable right here, we're gonna start with the most basic block, which is the left if they're throwing a right hook and a right if they're throwing a left hook. Now keep in mind, you wanna slightly roll with the punch as you bring your arm up. And if you wanna make sure to really block your whole cranium, your head, because it's the most sacrificial part, especially in the sport world, the brain damage and CTE comes from, you can bring your whole arm up. But keep in mind that elbow can make contact and that could be called as an illegal move if you're in the ring. In the street, it doesn't matter. So you wanna bring your arm up and slightly roll with the punch, and that's gonna take a lot of steam off. So it should be like this here, okay? Just like that. So you wanna roll. You don't wanna just bring it up, because you can bring it up. You may take off 20% max, but if you slightly roll with it, you can almost take off 80% of the steam coming from that punch. Now, that's number one. Number two will be the body. Now, the body's a little bit different to block. Now, if you want to block the body, you can literally dip and the punch will be caught on your arms. But over time, the arm can start to feel a lot more tired and it's not going to work in a way that you want it to. And your arms are going to drop entirely and you can't even keep your guard up. So to avoid that, you want to catch it on your elbow and not necessarily the arm. So if they're throwing a body shot, you can roll slightly into it, just like that there. You can roll slightly into it like that, or you can do a little crunch or a trunk bend into it to catch that body shot. Because you catch, boom, and come with a counter. Catch, boom, and come with a counter. Now the third is parrying. Parrying is very effective. Winky Wright was probably one of the best to do it in the sport. When it comes to catching, Dimitri Bivol better be very good at that as well. Even David Benavidez. So you're in that high guard. And in order to parry, you gotta keep your eyes open and not be afraid of the shots coming towards you. You wanna bring your arm forward at the same time, slightly putting your body into it to really take the steam off the punch. So to catch a left or a right straight, you're simply just doing this here. But you don't want to overextend because then you leave all of this open. You overextend, you leave all of this open, and never try to catch body shots. Like unless you're highly skilled or very quick on your feet, if you try to catch a body shot, all of this is open for interpretation and that person can follow up accordingly and that could be the end of your night. So for body, you want to simply, again, roll into it with your elbow. So you roll in with your elbow, catch with your forearms. So you can catch with your forearms or roll in with your elbow, but you're keeping a nice tight guard. Now, number 4, this is coming from the 52 block system that's been in circulation in the prison systems from the late 1800s, 1900s, and it advanced like crazy in the 70s. And you see fighters like Archie Moore, Joe Frazier, or George Foreman doing this block here. It's called the cross block, like this. So you go from here, cross block here. So if you don't know what to do, and that person's really invading your space and they're coming in very quickly, and you have to resort and stand your ground, pop, like from straight punches or hooks. The hooks will be caught on the elbows, and the straight punch will be caught right on the forearm. And guess what? You got a little peekaboo section, so you can see right through that guard here. Now from the cross block, you can turn it into the skull, cross, and bones. Again, it derived from the prison system. All right, and it's been perfected throughout the years. Just like that there. So from here, I can just simply turn my arm to the side, catch a straight punch here, and I could really do some damage and hurt their hand. And I could do it from the right side as well. So I can go from the regular cross block to the skull and bones, side to side. And the cool thing about that is that you don't really need to necessarily give up your position. I can keep coming forward and catching, and then waiting for the perfect time to come in there and do the damage. And if you want to try to learn it yourself, not a lot of people replicate that block anymore, but it's beautiful when done correctly. Watch George Foreman, watch Archie Moore, watch Joe Frazier, but George Foreman by far is probably the best in boxing to ever do that cross-arm block. And plus, tied in with his chin, it worked perfectly throughout his career. Now from number 4, we're gonna get into number 5, which is the forearm block, which people are gonna say some of it did come from karate. Yes, it did, but it's highly effective, okay? But the thing, if you want this block to work for you, this is the left arm, all right, blocking from like a cross jab here, just like this here, that's the forearm block. But in order for that to work perfectly for you, you have to kind of come up into them. So as they're about to throw, you kind of come up into them and slightly crouch, and that's what's gonna cause it to slide off of your forearm. And from here, it can create an opening to go into a cross from the body or an uppercut or whatever punch you think is useful and necessary in that moment. So again, going through everything again. The simple head, all right? But when you're doing it, you can bring your whole arm up to really block your whole cranium, or roll with the punch and not necessarily just bring it up, because you're gonna take a lot of damage. And then from there, for the body, you're just gonna roll back. You can bend that trunk, or you can dip. And then from here, you can get into the parrying. That's keeping your guard nice and tight, crunching that waist in, catching forearms and everything. And you can catch all the shots from there. Just watch Ricky Wright. He was very good at it. And then the cross arm block is very effective at imposing your will to try to set up for a knockout. And if over time, as you start to do that, you can get really crafty in the way you move your hands around to confuse your opponent. And then lastly, that forearm block, left or right, but it only works if you have good eyes and you're keeping them open. You're not afraid of a shot coming back to you, and you have the skill set to apply it correctly. Now, hopefully you found this video very useful. Try to practice this as much as possible, especially shadow boxing, implementing it with your punches or countering techniques that you do, or even during sparring. But the key thing is to have fun during the process, because that's how you grasp the most when it comes to the sport, and of course being a student in the game. So if you like the video, please comment, like, and subscribe, and always work towards becoming your greatest version.